So
I was just recently in Cannes at this film festival. We met on the garden. And I spoke to Amy Siegel, who was a filmmaker but mostly a video artist. And she had her last film, Black Moon, in the Semela Critique. And before that, she had it in Berlin in a gallery. I forgot the name, it's on the Karl Marx, you know the one I mean, yeah. Together with another video she made, an interview situation, and some photographies. And she had an edition of her film, which was pretty well sold. She had the pictures sold. And then she was selected for the Semela Critique. And they were, of course, very happy. Yeah, we go to Cannes. And then I met her, and she was, oh. And I said, what? She was like, oh. And she was, I think, the only one, because in Cannes you can give people digital access to your film so that they can watch it wherever. And I think she was the only one who rejected. She said, no, I don't want this. I don't want anyone to watch my film. And she wasn't happy with the selection of the other films, because then she felt she was in this short film world of, and I must say, and of course these are colleagues, but I also have to say I was amazed by the films they were screening, especially as a woman, and there were films I was like, whoa, I mean, still, whoa. The topic, it was, and then Black Moon by Amy Siegel, and it was like, for me, that was the movie, and it was something, and there was, and I understand why they screened it. I would have loved to screen it, but it was just 4 weeks before in the gallery, so I couldn't screen it in Berlin. But I think they even didn't get what they had there, and she felt this, and she felt uncomfortable. And she felt uncomfortable being with 4 other films. She didn't agree at all on the topic, on the aesthetics and everything. And I found that very interesting, because after the screening outside, I met her together with 2 producers, and I know that they were talking about her next feature film project. And I knew they were, of course, grabbing her because she was the one doing something different than all the others inside. And I know she's going to continue in the film world somehow, but her heart is in the art world because she feels being accepted in a different world. And this is interesting because I think there are people that are really connected to this gallery circle, which is different than the theater. It's really different, it's a different approach. And of course she gets some money from this funding where also all the film people get funding from, but her heart is somewhere else. But then she works with people from the film world. But DOP, she's a well-known DOP from making feature films. So it's a kind of interesting, and she was, I think, the first film expanded, no? We had her single film.
We have a lot of her films in distribution, which are just in the screen version. She did take years ago.
So what, in terms of distribution, I mean, I just want to go, you usually say the more you can get, the better, you know, for the Porsche you want to drive, on the one hand. But on the other, perhaps sometimes it's really good to think about where and who should get your film. Is it really VOD, like video on demand, where you want to put it? Do you really think it's a good, or is it just one more step to make 2 more viewers? Or is it better to say, okay, for this work, I think, like as you said, with all that we have, you felt like, okay, it's perhaps the other one made it so well, this one, you know, it felt like the sound wasn't, you weren't really happy. So, you know, it was okay to cut it down and to say, now I keep on going, I make another work, and not just, you know, take everything you can get.
I think that's a really key point, and it boils back down to the fact that every project is different, every artist is different, and if it's intended for mass cinema release, that's one thing. If it's intended for an exclusive audience in a gallery, that's another thing. If it's intended for personal use, that's another thing. And you have to approach every project differently. If you try and implement the same machine onto every project, even within the gallery or the cinema, it just won't work. So even when you think about marketing a film, if it's got a name actor in it, you do it in a slightly different way to if it hasn't, for example, even though it's the same director and it's even a similar piece.
Yes,
So in the art world, it also has to be the same, that you don't adopt exactly the same strategy for every single piece. And like you were saying, the one guy, the French guy who lives in Denmark, his one piece, he wanted it on TV screens, so he brought TV screens in. It wasn't even plasmas or big projections, it was old school, you know, TVs. Yeah, exactly. And then the next piece of work this guy does, he might want to do a projection. So it's a projection. So you have to approach everyone differently.
Concerning access of artwork, I think there's a rethinking in art market as well. When I started the gallery, the leading galleries, they had websites without any pictures at all. Only black and white, some text, nothing else. But if you Google now the good galleries, you will see that they have more and more pictures. You can really select artworks on the website. This was, I think, 5 years ago was a no-go to put artworks to sell or to buy, to purchase on the website. But meanwhile, you find it, and I think in 2-3 years you will find more and more moving image works on the website. And we had a discussion in the gallery with the artists how we can deal it, and it's really different. The one want to have that all his video works are free on the website, because he said he's invisible. He can't deal with it to be in a gallery, and everything is secret, and only some collectors get it. No, he want to see that, want to have that everybody sees his work, have the chance. And the other one says, oh no, better with the keywords, and yeah, you give one by the other to the collectors or to the curators. I think that will change a lot in the next years. And also, the one want to have it with a copy sign in it that nobody can download it. The other one want to have a black frame around it, and so really every artist wants something else, and it's difficult for gallery to find one solution for all of them. It's really impossible, so we'll still discuss about it.
I would like to give the artist's point of view on this too, because I think to me it's even more difficult, because if I would be asked what would be the perfect situation to screen my films, I would say I would like to build a movie theater for each of my films, completely adapted for this film, and travel around with this concept from town to town and invite people to watch my films. And this concept is neither possible in the art world nor in the film world. So.
But you also get relaxed now, because I asked all that we have for screening in summer in a garden in Berlin, and I know for many. And I said, like, can I use your film, for this screening in the garden? I had this film before, this 5.1 Dolby surround, whatever thing, and I knew he would ask about the sound. And he said, and I said, yeah, everything, outside. Yeah, he said, okay, fine. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, wonderful. Here we go, now we can screen.
I won't go there.
You won't go. You're actually announced to come. No, but it's a great moment, because I think this is also something that happens in terms of distributing. I mean, I like that you say the films are for free at night, at midnight. Perhaps it would be different at 1. Okay, now I know. But the question for us, and I say as a filmmaker, as a festival maker, is that we have to sell the tickets at a certain moment. Because if not, the official funding comes back, and they say, I mean, what did you make? Did you make some entry? You have to somehow show that you made some money. We all know that we don't play in the whole cost of the festival. But and it's still something, and I also like this, and I always ask my colleagues and someone, like, hey, when did you go the last time to the movies? When did you pay €7 to see a movie? Or to see a roll of short films, or to see a feature film, whatever. Because life changes, you get older, you get family. When do you pay this kind of money? which is also important as a value for your work, because as an artist, it's like as an artist in the gallery work, it might be 3 + 1, and as a filmmaker in the outer cinema world, it might be 100,000 entries. So, there's also kind of difference in terms of distribution.